the toughest rally in the world. Live the adventure, only on...
En Suid-Afrika se Janelle de Villiers weet nie wat tou opgooi beteken nie. Na gister se teespoed toe sy enjin aan die brand geslaan het en hy amper 9 uur verloor het, het hy vandag se 10de skof van die Dakar tydren in Nema oor 366 km in die 14de plek voltooi. Die Fransman Stefan Hansel het egter sy algehele voorsprong tot byna 10 minute gerek deur 4de te eindig, terwyl Mark Koma van Spanje na sy tweede plek vandag amper 55 minute voor is in die motorfietsafdeling. Anton Snyman, SAI hangde 206 vir 'n oorwinning van die voorlaaste aflewering af behaal. En Suid-Afrika se Janelle de Villiers weet nie wat tou opgooi beteken nie. Na gister se teespoed toe sy enjin aan die brand geslaan het en hy amper 9 uur verloor het, het hy vandag se 10de skof van die Dakar tydren in Nema oor 366 km in die 14de plek voltooi. Die Fransman Stefan Hansel het egter sy algehele voorsprong tot byna 10 minute gerek deur 4de te eindig, terwyl Mark Koma van Spanje na sy tweede plek vandag amper 55 minute voor is in die motorfietsafdeling. Anton Snyman, SAIK nuus.
The 2007 Dakar, the toughest rally in the world. Live the adventure, only on Supersport. Proudly brought to you by Total Quartz Lubricants.
The end of a long and tiring day, arriving just before midnight in Nema, Janelle de Villiers in the Volkswagen. Today's stage replaced the loop out to Timbuktu, which was cancelled for security reasons. For the front runners, it was a time to be careful and maintain their position, and that meant that the field would be open for others to start. Heading past the fabled Elephant's Rock, nomads in their tents and the desert caravans, still reminding us that we're on the fringes of the Sahara. But there's more vegetation, there's more grass, and we now know that we are heading towards the savannas and towards Senegal. At least we hope we are. This is Frans Verherben. When we left him yesterday, he was stuck in the stage. He said, I'm waiting here, I've stripped the bike, I've taken off the wires, the cables, waiting for the truck. They've got a spare engine for me. It's our T4 race truck. And when they get here, we'll start to fix it. Verherben made it back into the race despite spending 12 hours and 20 minutes on the stage. It wasn't a great day for Volkswagen. Carlos Sainz stopped with a problem with his timing belt. It's a problem that the TDI engine has never previously suffered. So they had to wait for a fast truck to tow them back to the bivouac. And for Sainz, as well as the mechanics, it was going to be a long day and a long night. Well, Sainz's charge had been stopped by a mechanical malady. Janelle de Villiers had also suffered trouble on the stage. Into the night, a lot of privateers were still on the stage. This is Alain Bonson. He had an electrical problem. He rode 10 kilometers without any lights. At the end of the stage, he was in trouble. The medic's picking him up. He stopped a truck and said, have you got a light that I can use? No, we haven't got anything.
Merci.
Allez Bernie, t'as besoin de quoi?
What do you need?
Au minimum une ampoule à champ, parce que le
I need a light. All my xenon lights broke. I've been trying to ride without lights, but with all these rocks in the dark.
Sans aucun phare.
And there's no moon this week either. So Bonson really up against it. The heart of the desert. And to add insult to injury, here comes the Volkswagen support truck towing Carlos Sainz. There in the darkness sits the Spaniard, probably wondering what on earth is going on. Bonson, though, help is at hand after a long struggle, so typical of privateers. on the Dakar, particularly the motorcycle riders. Let there be light, and lo, there was light. Catching up with Carlos Sainz, most had already dined in the bivouac and quite a lot had gone to bed by the time El Matador arrived, looking very much like he'd physically been dragged all the way. There was no impact, it happened just after a braking, nothing. I was just braking and the car stopped dead. I have no other explanation for you. It was a tired and very dusty Sainz who left the mechanics to get to work, but he wasn't the last of the late arrivals.
So it's hard to understand and to accept, but on the other hand, it's sport, it's motorsport, and we all know in high competition where you go on the limit everywhere, you cannot always have the success you want to have.
Realism in the fate of a tough day for the Volkswagen team boss Chris Nissen, but these guys are not about to give up. Nearly 2 hours later, just before midnight, a bath of mud, somewhat resembling Janil de Villiers, arrived.
Look, I'm sure they'll be able to do something, and we'll be able to fix it. I'm sure they will fix it.
And it was a warm welcome from the team boss as they got home. 400 kilometres on today's menu, including 366 against the clock. Competitors have their last encounter with the sand dunes before moving on to the savanna terrain of more Western Africa. It's a fast stage, which might help, but nobody close the gaps.